First of all, I wanted to say thank you for requesting to watch or read. Originally, I was going to write, but actually, I figured video would be better. Um, my insight, my reflections from being in the AJC webinar. And I wanted just to start by acknowledging you and everybody who commented on the post. It takes, I think, often when people see the posts and see people say, "Yes, please, I'd like to watch that." It actually takes more than people realize to put yourself forward and say, I'd like to do that. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see something new. I want to see something fresh. So I just wanted to start with a simple acknowledgement and say thank you for requesting to watch this. When I thought about sharing this originally, I was just going to write it down. But actually, when I reflected on that, it didn't make so much sense because I needed to give probably more context to the insight than I could get across in the written word. So I thought I'll create a quick video instead. So hopefully this won't last more than hopefully 5 or 6 minutes if I manage to keep it brief. And I wanted to give some context. So the insight came during the final preparation meeting for the AJC Coaching Career School, which happened Tuesday evening this week, and it was a really really beautiful meeting. There was a fantastic feeling. It's an incredible group of professional coaches, and Kush was speaking from a really beautiful, connected place. Lots of really lovely questions. So that was the context of what was going on for me. There was lots of notes. I took 3 sides of notes and lots of logistic questions, practical questions about coaching. It was a really, really rich dynamic. And then there was a point at which I stopped making notes about information that was coming across. And instead, on the other side of my page, I started getting really powerful insights. Now, if you don't know me, if this is the first time you've heard me talk or whatever, then there could be a sense of, when you listen to what I'm going to share with you, of like, well, is that a big insight, whatever. But I ran this by one of my clients this morning, and he fed back to me, I can hear the difference in what you're saying. He said, I've heard you say things like this similarly, and I can feel that something has moved within you. You've moved as a coach. And that to me has been my experience of the AJC school. That there's a mass of really helpful practical information, but the big, and the reason I signed up, I think I was probably the first to sign up for this year. So the reason I signed up again was because of these internal shifts. That's the piece that, as far as I'm concerned, makes the difference. So that's what I'm going to be pointing at in this. And as you've given me a couple of minutes of your life, I thought rather than just sharing the one insight, I'd share a couple more if that's okay with you. And again, just to help to set the mood, to set the context a little bit. And this was the first thing that occurred to me, was the first insight I had was get other people's ideas off pedestals. Stop thinking everybody's ideas are better than yours. Really start to value what comes through you. That was incredibly powerful for me. This was the second one. Be prepared to test your wisdom. When these ideas come through, test them. Now, when this idea came through for me, it was actually during the meeting. There was just a hint of, ooh, should I be typing on Facebook during a meeting? But people in the group know me. Kush knows me and is always very, very open and supportive of me as a professional coach and as a person. And he knows that I'm the distinction event action. Something occurs to me and I just move on it like really quickly. So I thought I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. But be prepared to test your wisdom. Be prepared to go to action and see what happens. This was the third one. I won't go through all the list, but I just wanted to get into the flow of these. This is the third one that came for me, and I loved this one. Forget educating non-believers and instead magnetize your people. Often what I've found in the past is that there can be a sense of trying to over-explain or convince people about the power of our work, the power of what's on offer through our coaching work. And it was just so cool to see all of that just collapse and disappear. And it's like, and I don't mean it in a dismissive way. What I mean is there are so many people who are ready. And I've heard percentages banded around actually, but it's a percentage of a very large population. There are more than enough people who are ready to be coached by you right now. And I just find that an incredibly exciting thought. Share your insights as a reminder for you. Yes, of course. So whilst I am doing this so that you can hear it, and I put in my description that I was gonna share this insight. This is now my third opportunity to go through and revisit my insights and embody them more deeply. So there's no mistake that this is for me as well. Sharing your story makes you accessible. Those of you who watch this and don't know me at all will get some sense of who I am through this, just from this short video. And maybe you'll want to reach out and connect personally, and I'd love that if you do. Not necessarily to form a coaching relationship, and also not to form a coaching relationship. You might just want to get in touch and have a conversation. And so these things kept coming, and then suddenly I wrote this, and this was really the big one for me. Really get clear on the value of coaching. Now, one of the things we hear in our profession a lot is get clear on your value. And that's one thing that's like an internal thing, who you are. But I really heard clearly, oh, wow, coaching itself is so ridiculously powerful. And something inside me just moved. It changed. It was if my grounding as being a coach and the power of coaching just went up like 1,000%. And literally when I heard it, my next thought was, this is going to make me £100,000 over the next year or so. Like, it's going to bring me additional revenue simply because I can see so clearly the power of what's on offer for clients and for potential clients. And that changes my come from. That isn't a destination. It's not like an aspiring idea or something, a mantra I would need to repeat to myself to try and convince myself that that's true. It's so obvious to me how coaching can make such an impact in so many places. And so when I'm talking with people, that, that's my CV, really. That's my experience, that's my background, that's my knowing all coming through. And so and as I came to write it, I thought I won't write 100K. It got filtered down, and I just thought, and it's been interesting that I've had unplanned oh crikey, what's the word? Not just sign up conversation, renewal, that's the word, I couldn't think of it. Renewal conversations in the last 2 or 3 days. And if they come to fruition, then what I predicted, and it wasn't planned, it isn't scripted, but if they come to fruition, what I predicted would come true within the next few days, which is I could make the feedback before the actual first live weekend of AJC. And I've already made my feedback a couple of times anyway, so it's not like that's what it's about. It's about this shift, this internal shift of being. And I really saw that, really get clear on the value of coaching. Now, for you, it might not be the word coaching. You might hear that and go, oh, well, I don't know whether it is that. But there'll be something, a proposition that if you were really clear on it, it would change not just the way you talk to people, but I actually think it would change who you can talk to. It would lift an invisible boundary that exists, I think, for all of us on who we think we can talk to. So there might be people you'd like to coach, you'd like to work with, oh, I'm not sure I can talk to them because they are X, Y, Z. It'll blow that to pieces when you see the power of coaching. It really will. I guarantee that. And if you'd like to explore that with me in a conversation, I'm really happy to do that. And then finally, that was the big one for me. But finally, I wrote down, and there's a couple of others actually, but the last one I'm going to share to this was give up trying to look good or avoiding looking bad. So when I was thinking about doing this video, I was like, oh, should I prepare whatever? And I just thought, now, sod it. Do you know what? I'm just going to hit this and I'm just going to say what I want to say. And for the people who feel this, if you really feel what I'm saying around this, I genuinely know it will have a massive impact for you. So I hope this has been useful. Let me know. You can drop me a message back on Messenger or underneath the video because it'll be on YouTube. Thank you for requesting it, and I really, really hope it adds value and makes a difference for you. Talk to you soon.